All right. We're on.
We're on.
Brief little idea about magic points or how they can start.
Okay.
It would depend, but like if you started because you start with your fate points.
And then you basically trade at 2 for 1.
Yeah. But some people are more magical than others.
This is true.
So I don't know. I maybe to so the idea that I had kicked around in my head was like to start like if you just started a game, you had to refresh and you had a number of magic points equal to your prescient score.
Yeah.
Your magic skill score?
Yeah. And then afterwards, if you wanted to trade them in, the more you use your magic, you rely more on fate.
But that gets back into the too much problem we had with the equal copies, and because that would be 5 magic points.
For those who are kind of tuning in right now, we're actually discussing mechanics because one thing we're doing in game is we're using mechanics that are being created for Fate Core, for Fate Nightmares, and one of the joys we have is experimenting with different rules, different rulings, and this kind of stuff.
Trying to figure out balance.
Yeah, but I hear what Charlie's saying. What Charlie's saying. There is a definite problem, and there's.
Well, it's not so much a problem. It's just I'm trying to
conceptualize. Is that the right word?
There is something off with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, because if you started off like that way, it maybe just because as of right now, magic points and fate points are relatively interchangeable.
Yeah. I think one thing we're gonna do for this is mid-season break, so there's no game next week, but there will be the following week, and I think we'll actually make the mechanical changes and sit down and have a discussion based on everything we've played. Because this is game 8 for us. This is a milestone.
I'm glad we end the.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I did swap my rapport and notice with the last milestone.
So.
Rapport is now 3, notices 2.
Notice is 2. And rapport is now 3.
It just seemed to make a little more sense.
Yeah. Anything else you need to worry about?
Well, no, because you only get 1 change.
Okay.
And if our volumes are kind of out of whack, let us know because we're trying. These are all new mics, so we're completely.
Yeah.
This is new.
Quick question. The television interviewer last game. Do you remember her name by chance?
Did I write it down?
Because I swore I wrote it down. For the life of me, I could not. It was Erica.
Erica.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Have a sip of coffee here.
Sweet nectar of life.
Proof of a divine existence.
Oh, that felt good.
Okay, so no more questions.
You're shifting off camera, by the way.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for warning me. So new setup, new mics. We're gonna see how this works. Kind of excited. So people are kind of crowding down because they know that this is the new Netflix.
We're going back to your TV intros.
Yeah, TV intros. Midsummer's kind of mid-season break, so people are kind of crowding around and they're getting excited because this is usually when big changes happen and there may or may not be unexpected plot twists. So it does the famous last time on Fey Nightmares. We see Declan, Charlie's character, who's this Fey-sighted detective, very Irish kind of, in the night kitchen. The night kitchen is just thick with cobwebs. You can see bodies and corpses every which way. And you see him looking directly into Brian. Brian was probably about 5'5", slick black hair, very lanky guy. He was a guy who went through rehab. Declan got him a job at the night kitchen as a chef, and he was actually turning his life around. And you just see the skin kind of rolling off his face and disintegrating really, really quickly as the eyes kind of sink in as he looks up at Declan, and you hear Brian's voice become the voice of the Queen of the Dolls. And the head kind of cocks to one side and says, "Pity, I thought you were going to fall for it this time," just as his body collapses into a pile of dust. The next segue shot is both Declan and rock star Lucas, Mariah's character, running for their lives as a giant octo shark is pushing its way through the storage containers in the lower parts of the restaurant, kind of splitting walls apart as they're able to make it out of a door that's slowly moving across the city, not the city, the wall. They throw themselves out. There's a loud crash from behind as the door keeps moving, but they effectively escape that. Then we do another one where you hear Erica, this well put together entertainment reporter down at the KRB News, and just had been finishing interviewing Declan and Declan's band.
No. Declan was not being interviewed.
Don't interrupt. I'm narrating.
You swapped your names.
Oh, sorry. Right. I'm glad you interrupted. Thank you for narrating.
I am not in a band.
I am not a band. So the kicker with this was Mariah's character Lucas was being interviewed, and things kind of went south with Mr. Fat and Mr. Thin.
No. Things went south when she pulled a gun on me.
Things went south when the gun was pulled. Anyway, Mariah's character ended up accidentally freezing time. Okay, so that's kind of where the follow-up trailer ends. And as it does, we see our normal pan shot of the city. It's Arden, very much kind of somewhere between Toronto and Chicago in terms of architecture. Maybe a little bit of New York and London thrown in there just to make things very confusing. God knows driving your way through the streets is hell enough. We get a bird's eye view of, the wealthier areas. You see people stepping out of their cars, trying to get that cup of coffee on takeout because there's a pandemic going through the city. And one of the things is you notice that nobody's actually moving. The streets are incredibly quiet. There's virtually no sound. And as the camera goes streaking down to the more blue-collar industrial park area of the town where the streets are normally busy and just churning with workers and factories are pumping out smoke, the smoke is there, but it's frozen in the air like a solid clump. You can see a couple of the workers kind of coming off of shift, a few security guards getting ready, but once again, literally nobody is moving. You can see the one security guard as the camera pans around, he's pouring his coffee and it's frozen in time. The camera makes its way past the docks. You see a mugging kind of frozen in slow motion. They've got the knives out, and the person they're mugging actually, through the sight, has the head of a wolf. And little do the muggers know that if time speeds up, things are not going to go their way. And that's when it gets even a little bit more strange. We come across this large condo complex, and it is brand new. And you see people making dinner, you see people working out, and everything is just frozen. And what's really more strange is that there's a little cottage right in front of the condo. The condo was kind of built around it. And as the camera descends, we see that the smoke coming up the chimney isn't frozen. It's actually kind of floating up. And as the camera kind of does that 180 turn into the building, we see an old guy there. He's just made out of wrinkles with a thick, heavy shawl and wild, curly, silver hair. And there's a fire roaring on the hearth. And he's there, and he's got this thick, heavy, leather-bound book with these pages that just make that crinkling sound just as you move them. And he's reading through these little horn-rimmed spectacles. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. Story's changing, is it? Licks his finger, pulls up a corner, puts it back down. Looks across the table, and he's always had this companion, this 14, 15-year-old kid, dark hair, dark eyes, very white complexion, not white like as in Caucasian, but more like creamy milk underneath starlight. And we finally get a full view of this kid, wearing sort of like a short peak jacket, very red lips. And he said, the story's changing. You did it. You had to read it yourself, and now look what's happening to them. And he jabs a finger right into the center of the book. And we see a lithograph print split in two. We see Declan. I'll let Charlie describe Declan.
It's kind of got short, spiky black hair, few hints of gray. It's not because of his age, just because of the crap that he's been through. Kind of permanent 5 o'clock shadow. 6'1", 202, 220. Like, he's not overtly built, but he's well compacted, we'll say.
Yeah.
More like just regular, like relaxed clothes, like jeans. He's got like a kind of a half trim.
He had his 2020 about 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, he really
Still
did,
going.
and it has not stopped.
In the lithograph print, you see Declan, and holding onto his finger like a kid is this strange little entity. It's from the neck down. The best way to describe it would be a bipedal's baby skeleton, but instead of a skull or a head, affixed to it is this silver alarm clock with the old style ones with the bells on top and the dial, and it's just kind of looking up to him in the lithograph. And on the other side, we see Rockstar Lucas, and right beside Erica. Erica is holding a jar on a bone handle with a scorpion duct taped to it, with the "oh my god" expression, very much like Chandler from Friends. And meanwhile, there is this heavy-set guy frozen in midair with dueling meat cleavers, and he's not moving an inch. And you see, as Lucas has taken the head off this character, and a quick description: what does Lucas look like in this point?
So he's fairly lanky. He doesn't look like he's strong, but you kind of got a bit of an athletic build. So, in terms of that, he's definitely dressed like he's doing an event right now, because that's what this was. But maybe a little more haphazardly than normal, seeing as it took all of 5 minutes and panic.
So
there was no warning for this interview.
So Lucas has been having his 1980s for the last 40 years. This is kind of
Except
weird.
he's not 40.
He's not, but he's still having those. And that's when the camera kind of pulls out of the lithograph, and you actually start the lithograph to get color and take form. And that's when you see it kind of descend.
No, definitely not 1980s.
You're looking at pictures of people in the 1980s. Yeah.
As somebody who's lived through it, hair was all about volume. It was a dark chapter in human history.
Yeah, I'm saying no.
Day glow color never happened. Moving on.
Yeah.
As the camera descends, we actually see Charlie's Declan's lithograph take form, and as it does, we find ourselves in the room. And it's a very strange room. There's a narrow footbridge, probably 2 feet wide, and probably 120 feet long over this abyss. There's probably about 40 suspended wrought iron, cold iron cages with these different bodies decomposing. Some have been there for, it looks like, hundreds of years. Others look like they were thrown in yesterday. And as he's walking with this little infant clock, the head slowly turns, barely noticeable with each footstep. You can see those vacant eyes kind of twist around and kind of quietly watch what's being said and where they're going. And the little clock child looks up to you and he says, "You're here to see the master."
Mm-hmm. Hi.
And but you're living.
Yeah.
What's it like?
It really depends.
Hmm.
Most of the day.
I think I was living once too, or I may not have been. It's very hard to tell. It was a long time ago. And it actually kind of points to its clock face.
Oh yeah.
It's like, It's like, follow me. I'll take you the best path as I know. It kind of takes his finger and kind of pushes the minute hand down near the hour hand. Says, "You do not have long to see the master. People like you do not last long here.
Right, well, unfortunately, he and I have a bit of business. Well, lead the way, Mr. Bells.
He's like, you gave me a name. I've always wanted one of those. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much. I like you. You're my new best friend.
Making friends all over the
He's like, don't mind this place. They just like to watch as people go by. They're perfectly harmless, except when they're not, and then the master deals with it. Come along, and as you do, you kind of hear like the wind down below. It sounds like you're about 3,000 feet up.
Okay.
And as you do, you get to the store. The door is, fairly well put together. It's polished marble. And there is a bronze lion's face on the outside of it. Looks like something taken off like a C.S. Lewis novel. And as you approach, you see that those heavy-set bronze eyes actually form and become living lion eyes, while the rest of the face is kind of bronze. Who are you?
Declan.
I know of no Declan.
Do you get out much?
No.
Well then, how'd you heard of me?
And kind of pauses. It's a valid point. Don't get out much at all.
That's too bad.
I kind of have the rules, but I do not know of you. Why are you here, Declan?
Oh, I'm here to see the self-proclaimed master of the house. Grab the hook hand.
Oh yes, the master.
Sure.
Why do you have needs of him? Why should I let you through me?
Well,
you're not the first who has come, and you will not be the last I've let through, should I decide that. But you need a reason, and seeing the master is not enough. You would pay that privilege with your life right now.
I mean, if I met him, he'd want to kill me. So, if you can either kill me here, or he let me through, and then he kills me. So it seems to me it's kind of a moot point, really. But the two of us are having a nice polite conversation. Mr. Bell's here is being nice and civil.
Roll for rapport. What did you get?
6.
Oh!
You want me to scritch the line behind me?
He looks at you. He's like, so it's true.
Or roll it then.
Yeah.
He looks to Bells. He's like, it's true. This man is eager to throw his life away.
Not eager. But
And you can see him warming up to you. It's like, mortality is such an interesting concept. I've long thought about it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, if you do let me through, I will do my absolute best to live as long as possible. Just so you can watch for that much longer.
Yeah. That is wise. You remind me of a friend I once had. Arrogant, rough around the edges, always cheated at Scrabble.
Cheats at Scrabble.
Sepia Tone flashback. Game number 2. Your phone call to Babs. Hello, Declan. Oh, Declan, you've called. We're just in the middle of a cup of tea and Scrabble. You're cheating, Babs. I do not cheat, Lewis. If anyone cheats, I know it's you. Gorf is not a word. It's frog backwards. That's what I mean by cheating. End of Sepia Tone flashback.
You don't say.
He's a good friend, like a brother. It was a long time ago. Time is not what it is here. It moves backwards, forwards, upside down, sideways. It's not fluid, it's more like a pulp.
So you trapped here?
Yes. I too came to this very door and won my way onto the other side. And I failed to deal with the master. And now I'm in his thrall.
Oh, wonderful. So how about I let the two of you go when I knife him?
If you feel your knife will do the task, I would be willing to make that bargain. He's a cat! Mr. Bell says.
Yep.
kind of looks at you, looks at the cat, and then
The lion. It's a very large cat. King of all
oh,
cats.
he's a lion cat.
And king of all cats, right?
Your Majesty.
There you go.
And you can see the lips kind of curl up. If it was human, it would be a smile, but you're sure of the lion. You've seen Lewis do it, so it's like it's for most people it'd be like, yeah, but for Lewis that's as close to a smile as he gets.
Yeah.
For anyone who has seen Beauty and the Beast from the 1980s, that's basically Lewis right there. The Beast, not the Beauty. So he kind of, you hear the tumblers kind of clack and wheel in unison, and it and they kind of fall, and the door kind of does this heavy swinging creak open, and as it does, he kind of, Mr. Bell's kind of gestures, and it's like, come along.
Nice.
And
All right. Thanks so much. I'll do it again.
I will hold you to your word, Declan Street. If you survive this. And as the door slowly closing back, he's like, Lion, I like that. King, if only it were true. And you hear the door kind of slam shut every long. And you
Doesn't seem nice.
He's one of the master's favorite.
Ah.
He gave him a challenge when he came to deal with him. Oh, that was a wonderful time. I haven't heard laughing like that in such a long time. They laughed for hours and hours and hours, and they seemed so happy. Or was it screaming? I get the two of those very confused.
It depends on the person. I knew this one bloke who had a laugh, but it kind of sounded like he was constipated from the mouth. It was weird. It made a really weird noise, and no one liked cracking jokes around it. Very unpleasant.
It's like, no, it doesn't sound pleasant at all. Oh dear. So now what do we do? You look around, everything is like literally pitch black. It's like you're standing on, it's like there's a spotlight kind of hanging down on you.
Yeah.
So the two of you are facing each other, and like there's like this, 5-foot sphere of light, and wherever you kind of walk, it just kind of follows you. You feel like you're in a one-man stage production of like film noir,
Well, where's your master?
I'm not sure.
Oh, wonderful.
But I'm sure there's a way out of here. I will take you in the best way that I know.
All right, thanks.
And he's just kind of standing there looking at you. Tick. Tick. Make a notice roll. Please and thank you.
That is a 3.
A 3. Okay, so that's good. You're looking at him, and you notice that the light, in fact, does follow you as you go. But as you kind of walk around a bit, you're definitely finding the edges of a room.
Okay.
So the room is probably 80 feet by 80 feet. The floor, as I said, the lights on it, is this tile with alternating black and white squares. Kind of reminds you of a chessboard. And it's weird. You can actually feel the breeze coming from the north, but also from the west. So you're thinking maybe a window, maybe a door frame that you can't see, but there's definitely something coming there. And something else you get, you're watching the kid's head, and it takes a final click, and the bells start ringing, ding, 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 and you start getting a little bit of migraine. That migraine you felt before when you encountered Steven, it flares up for a split second. And actually, it was sort of like when you dealt with the devil's hedgehog, and then it goes away. But I need you to make a will roll. 4. You are okay right now. But as the kid's kind of following you around, and the alarm goes off, it's like, I think the master knows somebody's here.
All right, good, because I'd like to say to him.
We need to find our way out.
No, we need to speak to him.
Oh, is he here?
Well, you just said he knows someone's here, so, I mean, hopefully he'll be here soon, right?
And he kind of nods at you, and you kind of get that prickling at the back of your neck. Meanwhile, camera kind of zooms out. You kind of see the clock hit looking at you. You looking at it. You're kind of like trading looks, looking at the room, and that's when you for just a moment, you think you hear like this woman's voice. What did you do? And then we flash forward over to the other side of the city, where you've got like this disembodied head, like this very jolly with a handlebar mustache off to one side, and a very narrow head that's been decapitated and put side by side on the coffee tray at the WKRB. And it's Erica's holding this gun, and she's like gesturing wildly to everything. The coffee that stopped flowing, the music that's hanging in the air, the paper airplane that is frozen there. How did you, oh my God, you froze time. What were you thinking? You know how to unfreeze the time, right? The time has to be unfrozen. I have a meeting at 4 o'clock. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And she's like kind of looking outside the window, and she's like, the city, you froze the city, the mother. Oh my God. Okay. This is a faith thing. You're a Blade. You're an ambassador to the Roses. You're a rock star. You've obviously done this kind of thing before, right?
Relax.
No! What is the relax about? You froze time! You decapitated 2 people in slow motion! And the fact that we're moving in real time says there's something really wrong with you!
Hurtful?
That's her. Cleaning the blood off your eyes. Like, hey, mean.
You know, a thank you would be appropriate here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for freezing time. Thank you for saving my life. Thank you for committing a double murder in front of me. Thank you so much.
Did you want to leave the Fey Assassins alive to kill you? Because I could have just walked away.
To be fair, I thought you were one of them, so thank you for saving my life.
You're welcome.
What about me? Do I get a thank you?
For freaking out?
No, for making you look good on TV.
You were trying really hard to do the opposite of that.
I know. It's called developing chemistry and creating interest. If I just sat there talking at you, nobody would care. But now you've got a rep. I helped you. You owe me. But you saved my life, so I think we're square.
You were doing your job, and you were trying to sink me. What the hell did you say to my band anyways?
Nothing. Just, typical questions.
Thought roses weren't supposed to lie.
We're not supposed to lie, and I am not lying. I didn't say anything to them that would have been inflammatory or caused them any problems.
Really? Because they were all pissed off when I showed up.
They were pissed off. Maybe it wasn't the questions they didn't like. Maybe it was the answers they had to give. I suggest you take it up with them after you unfreeze us.
Yeah, I mean, eventually.
Okay, come along. There's something I need to do.
Excuse me?
And she just kind of heads off and she starts
Hey,
going the corner.
Who? By the way, who's this contact in the Blade Court for the Lunar Council you know about?
It's not a contact in the Blade Court. It's a contact who's been working with both the Roses and the Blades, and they don't have a clue. I found it out in one of my other stories. And she goes into, there's a little name, Mr. Clarkson, kind of pushes open the door. You have a feeling that he kind of runs the place. Big oak desk, trophies, awards for journalism, and all this kind of thing. And there's an older guy kind of peeking behind the computer, kind of frozen with spectacles on. And she's like, looking around, looking at his emails, just kind of You know, I knew it. He was cheating on Daphne. I just won $20.
The contact?
Oh, right. It's just like, and she kind of pushes open the door, takes a, goes, grabs a bottle of whiskey off the shelf, unscrews it, takes a quick mouthful of it. It tastes different, puts it back down. Okay, so I was working on a double homicide cover story a couple of years ago, right? This would probably have been about, I don't know, 60, 80 years ago. Local newspaper, but back when people still read paper. People were going missing, showing up with heads no bodies, bodies no heads, all over the town. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Turns out that it was there was this fae. And at first we thought it was just one fae. And then we realized, well, it wasn't. There was a bunch of them. They were committing these horrible murders. People were going missing out of their beds in the middle of the night. Children were disappearing off the street. Like really urban legendy type stuff.
Yep.
So, did a little digging around and finally cornered them and figured out what was going on. This is when we first caught word of what the Lunar Council was about. Way back when Lunar Council was here in the city, they got pushed out. But the truth of it is, that is so weird. I really don't remember those trees being in the foyer. And she kind of
get to the point now.
She just takes a steps back and she's like, maybe we should have this conversation somewhere else. Are those friends of yours?
Trees?
And she's taking a couple steps back.
Is she pointing at the trees, Vex?
Yeah, she's pointing at them.
No. And when you see in the foyer, do you mean inside?
Yeah, there's a little atrium just off to the side. And there are these three. At first, they do look like trees, very, very dark, almost like a bloodwood color, with these crimson leaves just kind of hanging off of their branches. But when you you make a notice roll on this one.
Sure, give me a second, because apparently my fate points do not want to leave the dice tray. Two.
That's fair. Okay. It takes you a while. The glamour on them is actually pretty strong, but you're able just to kind of catch a glimpse of it. Humanoid, female. You're thinking, given the proportions, were made to look female. Instead of like long flowing hair, they've got these blood red crimson leaves kind of growing out of them. They look razor sharp, and strangely enough, they are moving towards you in real time. And one of them just kind of like doesn't smile at you, but just kind of sneers, and you can see like pointed sharp teeth, like the 3-pointed.
So wait, they are moving towards you.
They're moving towards you in real
like actively right now?
Yeah. But the thing is, it doesn't look like they've seen you per se. It's not like, oh, there they are, and they're running towards you. They're kind of inspecting all the frozen people, trying to get a read off of them, and realizing that it's like they're leaning over, kind of gauging them, and realizing that's not who they're looking for, and they're making their way down the hallway towards you.
So why aren't they frozen? There goes my plans for a nap. Yeah, no, I do not know them. Let's get out of here. They look, they look nasty.
Okay, so she's like, yeah, let's get the hell out of here. So she's very carefully just kind of opening the door not to make any sound. And just as she does, she pushes the door open, and the door makes a little bit as it does, and you can definitely see one of them just freeze and kind of cock its head to the side.
Freeze.
And that's when it starts hissing, and the other two start following up, and they're starting to make a beeline for where you guys
All right, Bitsy, let's go. Stealth is off the table.
are. Okay. Athletics roll. Go for it. Also, you have the time is frozen aspect for the scene, so if you need to tap that for an advantage, you can.
3.
3.
Pushing Erica.
Oh, okay. So you guys are running, and you're just like, no. You know what? Let's get the nope out of town. You guys are beating feet, and you're doing that famous run you did a few years ago when the fans found that you were sneaking through the back alley to get out of the show, and they were kind of charging after you. It's kind of one of those.
So you realize just how important cardio is.
There's a reason my athletics is high.
You feel, which is bizarre, a really strong wind at your back. Eric kind of cries out, and you, as you're kind of making your way through it, you turn out. You're taking a point of damage. She's taken. You take a look, and you can see where basically a flurry of these red leaves has just kind of forced itself, sort of like it was being blown down by a hurricane. And it's left all these razor sharp cuts across her face, her back, her arms. It's cut through her clothing. She's still moving, but you can see the thin blade-like trails of blood running down her arms. And she's just like, she's not even looking at you. She's got that wild look in her eyes that she's just running for her life. As you turn around, you feel a couple of them kind of catch you on the shoulder. It's just a thin few pinpricks of razor sharp pain, but you can actually feel it cut through into your skin.
What's up, dude?
Hi, boss brother. Welcome to the show. They're running for their lives, and we're only 40 minutes in.
Should be fun.
Yeah. So basically, she's released this torn of razor sharp blood leaves, and kind of shrugged you guys a little bit. But you guys are, like I say, you've been doing your cardio, kind of around the corner. She's following behind you, and you can hear thump, 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 of half a dozen leaves kind of hitting the wall like razor blades. What is the plan? Why are they killing us? Why are they trees?
Plan? This is your turf. My plan was to get a nap. That's not gonna happen.
She's looking at you. Clothes are shredded, holding the gun, blood coming down. You think that's gonna happen? Okay, no problem. We'll just hit the elevator, and we'll be out of here, no problem. And you see her hit the elevator button.
Elevator's probably a bad idea. With the time being frozen. Come on, stairs.
No. The heels? Oh my god, and that's when you hear the thunk, 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 more razor leaves kind of embedding themselves in the door. Okay, it's stereo clock, here we go. Kind of takes off the heels and starts beating feet.
I was gonna say, you can take the heels off.
You make an athletics roll.
Actually, no. I'm going to yell at them and use my Sonic Shield ability, because I pay for that. I am damn well using it.
You better.
So I'm just yelling fuck off at them. And also at my dice.
Okay.
Well, this is a magic, so I'm gonna spend one of my magic points and reroll that.
Yeah.
That one's cracked, so let's try again.
Uh-huh.
So, 8.
Alright. Hang on here, because you are not the only one with 8 points to spend. Counter. Doing that. And spending another. 2, 4. And you got 8.
Yeah.
8 is legendary. So you're basically there, and you kind of adopt your center stage rocker pose. You know, when the
Posing?
yeah, you are a rock star. I am actually going to tap that on your sheet. And as you do that, and you yell your "fuck you,"
It was actually fuck off, but
or fuck
close
off.
enough.
It's not like a AoE burst. It's just like this wall sonic sound goes up, and it literally the leaves. They're not shredded, but they're caught, So they were firing like dozens. They're firing like 40, 50 of these. The three of them just kind of throw. These crimson leaves are spiraling like shuriken towards you. You do your fuck off, and they freeze in time. The thing is, this would normally just blow them into the walls, but because time is frozen, it actually kind of just holds in there. And then you realize something that if those are strong enough to cut you and her, you've just kind of frozen this wall of jagged, sharp edges that they now have to get through, and probably bought yourself some time. Not a lot of time, but some time.
Working their way through it, like, ow! God, is that what we're doing to people?
That hurts!
We are monsters!
That hurts! That's just... Ow! Why would you do that?
Dude, you bleeding? No! Just stop poking at it!
So, as you guys are beating feet down the stairs, she's like, did you stop them?
Stop the leads. They're still going to be coming.
Okay. Any ideas on where to go? We gotta get someplace safe.
Not grass.
Not grass. Okay, we're in the city. How hard can that be? You know, as the camera pans out, as she swings the door open, grab the floor. Okay, a place that's not grass. Everything will be fine. What could possibly go? Oh, shit. And that's when we segue back to you.
I'll look behind me. You said the hair's in the back of my neck for no reason. So how long are you going to keep me waiting?
Who's that? Who's that?
Name's Declan.
No, it's not.
It is.
There's no Declan anymore. There's no Declan.
Right.
Show yourself.
Yeah, I'm the one with the spotlight.
See?
And that is not on me.
Where are you, Declan? What do you want?
Go to hook hands. One word.
We all do. Have a seat. Sit by me for a bit. It's been so long.
Now stand for a bit.
Oi, Steven! You got guests!
It'll be a while.
Steven's not actually his name.
Be a while. You make a nose roll.
3.
3. You make out the voice is definitely on the other side of where this door frame would be. You can feel the breeze kind of coming out the bottom of the top.
Mm.
And when the voice kind of comes out, it's definitely rasping from the other side. I want to get out. There's a door on the north corner.
Not looking to get out. Looking to talk to the boss man.
He'll be on the other side of that. Eventually.
Jeez.
I had a friend named Declan.
Oh, yeah.
Died long.
Huh. Yeah, I'd say. So start moving north.
Okay. Okay.
Come along, spotlight.
So spotlight kind of shines on the door. No, and there's definitely a frame there, and you swore a moment ago there was no door there. No lions at this time, but it's definitely protruding from the wall. It looks like it's made out of silver, gilded, really beautiful kind of crown molding on it. And there's 3 different holes in the front of it. Each one kind of like the size of, about a dime. Not a dime, but about yay big. It looks like you need something to put into it to unlock it.
Bells?
Hmm? yes. Oh, you need a code. No, you need a key. You need a key card. I think I have it.
It's not gonna need 3.
Let's see. You have to put the stones in the holes in the right order.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
And he hands you a diamond. And it's this perfectly polished diamond, roughly the size that big, and would definitely fit in one of the holes.
Right.
And you just have to put in the other 2, and you're fine. It opens up, no problem.
Where are the other diamonds?
Don't you have one?
I mean, now.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. And he's like, they should be in the room somewhere.
See. This is like my least favorite level in Zelda. Alright, so look at the door for like intricacies in the carvings, and then look at the diamond to see if any of the carvings kind of match up.
Okay.
Isn't that like every level of Zelda though?
No, there's a couple of levels of Zelda where like there's a few rooms that don't have the light source.
Have your sheet here. Did it get moved?
It's not one of those. Those were pretty much empty. It might be in one of the other drawers.
Okay.
What do you need?
Can I just do a quick scan of your sheet, please? Sorry about that. I swore I had it. Yep. Okay. Got everything I needed.
Alright.
Okay. So roll for your investigate on this one.
4.
4. So that four is actually pretty good. You take a look at the intricacies and you're kind of like investigating it. Definitely lock the mechanism, not a problem. Door's actually telling a story. And the story is actually that it's telling is of effectively the first 3 chapters of the story of King Midas. Yeah, and you see, he's, being approached by the gods. He's reaching out, turning things gold, and then it kind of goes into the segue of him talking to his wife. The thing that's really weird about the story is the room that it's depicting looks exactly like this room. And you see that when he is given the ability to turn things into gold, you see 3 stones in his hand. And you see that he looks like he's hiding them in the room, one at each of the corners.
Okay. So I will. Alright. And you said there was 3 spots for the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you were given one of the stones.
So I just need to find 2 more diamonds in one of the 4 corners of this room. Unless the room suddenly has only 3, in which case that will ground it down. So, alright, so it's in the north corner, so if this is north, let's head that way.
Okay, so
you just walk by the wall until I hit a corner.
Okay. So you hit a corner, and in that corner, there's a secondary spotlight.
Oh, look at you.
And there is a black wooden box, which has, like, it looks old, it looks ancient, and it's got your name carved on the top of it.
Oh, look at that. Alright. So just open it up, I guess.
Okay, you flip it open, and you see Lewis's head, or what you think is Lewis's head, and inside the mouth you can see the glint of one of those stones.
So many times have I told you not to chew on Bab's jewelry?
Okay, so what are you doing?
I just reach for it.
Okay, as you do, make a will roll.
4.
You are perfectly fine. You pull that out, no problem. You feel a little twinge of a migraine, but the moment you get your hands on the stone, it goes away. And that's when you need to make an athletics roll, because Lewis's eyes flare wide open, and he tries to take a chunk out of your hand with those massive lying teeth.
Let's see here. That'll be a 0.
Okay, you're taking 2 points of damage off that.
Oh, that's not bad.
He catches you right in the hand with one of those big saber-tooth fangs. Just
No! Damn it, Lewis!
pull it up there, and you see the lammer kind of shatters, and then this lion skull is kind of looking at you. And the door slams shut.
Got it.
And you hear that raspy voice. Too. Hearthstone.
Yeah, well, got rid of one. Alright.
You might want to bind that hand of yours.
Thanks. Grab it.
Okay.
Just go to the next corner.
Okay. You go to the next corner, and roll for rapport on this one.
What are you reporting?
I have no idea, but it's not going to be good. 0.
This little pedestal might appear something right. You can definitely see like another box, but this one's small, like, and it's got your name across its street. But as you approach, you see these black thorns begin to grow and twist surrounding it, prodding one out of another after another after another. And that rasping voice says, "I don't think it likes you very much."
It's a box. Give a shit what it likes.
No wonder it doesn't like you.
Alright. You're not gonna give me the thing in the box, are you?
Who are you talking to?
The box.
Don't think it can. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, well, take the Zippo.
Okay.
Pocket.
Actually, that's really clever. Jim needs a moment on that. That's actually brilliant. I had not counted on the Zippo. That's actually very, very clever. Yeah, give me a fighting roll from you on that one.
Yeah. 4.
You hit the Zippo, it catches on the flame, the flames catch on the thorns, on the wood, and it takes a while, but you're just kind of hosing it down, and the little clock is like, ooh, it eventually smolders, and kind of, you're hosing it down well. The top part kind of burns its way open, you kind of look at the thorns are receding, so, you can take a look at the box if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely has your name on it.
Yeah. Alright, my lockpicking kit.
Mm-hmm.
Take out one of the many long things, just flip it open.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
You have a lockpicking kit?
Yeah, it does.
Why don't you have a lockpicking kit?
I have no burglary skill, and neither do you.
That's so.
Let's see the sheet first. Quick second.
I have 1 point of stealth.
You get 1 point of stealth. You also do that.
Also grab investigate. Despite the fact that I might be bad at it, it's probably best that I should have it.
Yeah.
I'm not using it to like pick a lock. I'm using it to like
Yeah.
open a box.
Yeah.
Just so I don't touch it, because I did just light it on fire.
Yeah, and I didn't mention anything about locks on this box. So go ahead. You flip it open. And there's very much a spot where a stone should be. It's weird because everything about this trap is telling you it was there.
Is there like a little indent where it would be sitting?
Yeah. How long have you been a PI?
While.
A long while.
So just take a bit of the bow and polish the side of it, and then kind of let's see if I can look at that spot through the reflection in the Zippo.
Okay, what's your intention doing that?
If maybe it's hiding from me because it doesn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hiding from my particular sight.
Okay.
Maybe more hide from the reflection.
Okay, so you're giving a reflection fight. That's actually really very, very clever. You get something weird off of this. You've got a reflection of the stone, and you see a hand reaching in, picking it up, and holding it up, and you just kind of do that quick toss thing, catch it like they've got it, and you see them heading through the door opposite this.
Okay.
There's a door.
The one where the voice was kind of coming through.
Yeah, okay. The original. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a new door.
So, let me get this straight, oh raspy one. You got one stone and gave up?
I got one stone. I thought I outsmarted the door.
How's that working out for you?
I've had better days.
Right, well, how about you give me the rock, and then we can get out.
Alright. Exchange the rock in exchange for a favor.
What favor's that?
The door doesn't open from this side.
Well, your door.
Yes.
I see.
Once it closes, you're in the oubliette forever. Until someone releases you.
And who might I ask, are you? I need to know who I'm freeing.
You hear the sound of something being shoved underneath the door jamb. And it looks like, it's about yay long, kind of creamy, white, solid.
All
It
right.
might be a biscuit or a cookie or something. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
And it's kind of, it's old. It's broken. You can see it, like somebody's nibbled a little around the edges and this kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, take a pen or
Yeah.
stick and just
Investigate. Because this thing is old and decrepit. It's been around for a long time.
5.
What is with your dice today?
I
don't know,
I'm
but
actually
I'm-
not rolling great. That was a +1.
Really?
Just my investigating is 4.
Oh, yeah, it's yours.
So-
Here. You kind of hold it up, and I'm not going to tell you how to play your character, but you're holding it, and then you feel the weight of it just kind of in your hands. You know what this is. You've seen this so many times before. Roy having a cup of tea with Lewis right there when Babs was in a good mood, kind of laughing and joking with you at the table.
Yeah.
And she was handing out the shortbreads, and you guys were all taking one, and you can see, Lewis is reaching for a second one, gets a slap on the hand, and you can see Roy kind of I didn't grow up, as he's mouthing it down. That's one of Babs' shortbreads.
Just so we're clear, if you're not actually Roy, I'm gonna put your head on a fucking stick.
You sound like Declan.
Open the door.
You see Roy there. But it's not the Roy you guys, it's like Roy from, he's old. He's ancient, even by changeling standards.
Roy,
And he's lost the kind of elasticity of the skin and everything else.
you look like hammered shit, bro.
And you see the eyes, and the eyes are missing completely. And Declan, you're dead.
No, still very much alive.
The red cat killed you.
No, haven't met him.
You killed him first,
Oh, that was nice of me.
and then you became him.
Ah. Yeah,
We all came here to stop you. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Right. What was the date yesterday?
2072, March 5th.
March 5th, 2072. Well, that's good to know. I'm kicking around back then. That's nice.
And he kind of looks towards your head and kind of pulls out a flask, and you know that flask, that's your flask.
Yeah.
Takes a sip for it, puts it down. I mourned you so much. This wasn't the same after he lost you.
Right. So, since the guy you're talking from, and the guy you're talking to right now, it's Declan Street. It's 2021. Yeah. Last I saw you, you were gearing up to help that lass from the grocery store move her dresser.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh, she was a wild card.
Why don't we come on? Let's get you in the way out. I'm not stepping in because, door.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
You said the nicest thing anyone said to me. You looked Snaps in the eye, and then you turned to her and said to him, if you marry him and break his heart, I'll carve yours out.
Yeah, that sounds like something good.
He kissed you right on the cheek. Happiest day of my life.
Alright, well, come on, let's get you out of there.
And he kind of like puts his arm around you, and like from the arm to the leg down, he's just oozing. Like he's just he's holding on to you, and he's gripping hard, but you can just see he's slowly melting away.
Gross.
So just kind of like sitting down. Where's that rock hit?
Yeah, it's like one place he would never look. And he kind of opens up his shirt, and you can see there's a hole where his heart would be. He reaches in and kind of pulls it out, and you can see like the blood is just kind of flowing around it. He hands it to you.
Okay.
Goodbye, Declan.
See you later, lad.
Don't make the same mistakes twice.
Come on. Who are you talking to? I make all the mistakes the second time.
And he starts laughing and coughing. You can see the bile kind of coming down his cheek and kind of falls to the ground. And the little baby thing is like, I think he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Alright. Come on, Mr. Bounce.
And so it kind of follows after you.
Go over to the door.
Okay?
Kind of clean the blood off the last.
Okay.
Kind of look at the stones. Are there any like distinguishing markings about the on the bar? Or are they all the same?
Coat of arms for the roses, one for the silk, one for the blades.
All right. So, in the door, find anything that would, like, if there's a coat of arms for the roses, there would obviously be like vine work. And so I'm wondering if I put that in there, is there a spot where alongside the hole, the vine work would continue?
You make a notice roll on this one.
Notice or investigate?
Actually investigate.
Oof, I am gonna re-roll the hell out of that. Better. 5.
Slightly.
5?
It went from like rolling a -2 to a +1. That is a good one.
No, yeah, you're right. That's more slightly.
It's complicated. It's really, really intricate. You figure out that it's numeric. You have to put it shows a depiction of the city of Arden, and also it arranges the courts in a certain way. But what you figure out is you have to put them in the order of the arrival of the courts in the city.
Of arrival.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the city was here first, and
The
then
city was here first, and then I thought it was the blades that showed up, wasn't it?
then you would put the blade one in first if you think that's that.
Bells, how long you been here?
I don't know. All the time?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first Fae port that came here.
Hmm. 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 He ponders and he's thinking. I don't know.
Yeah. All right then. Okay.
Do you have lore?
Nope.
That's the
You
well.
can still make a roll for war, even if you don't have it.
Shit. +3.
Okay. Okay, so you remember the stories that Maps was tell you, and you through your adventures you learned that the Blades pushed out the Lunar Council.
Right.
And there were a couple courts here. The Blades came
Yeah.
first, and then you remember that it was the Roses, but you're not sure about the Filth. If the Filth are either after the Blades, before the Blades, or after the Roses. But you know that the Roses come after the Blades.
But if the Lunar Council ruled here first and the blades took it from them, the blade would be the first court that were here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. There was more than just the Lunar Council.
Yeah, but these are the three.
Yeah, but I'm being given the Filth, the Roses, and the Blades.
Yeah.
Huh?
Those are my options. So the Blades were the first one, and then the first court that were here,
Yeah.
which is what I'm being asked.
Yeah.
And then the Roses came in.
Yeah.
Of those three, though, they didn't just push out the Lunar Council. There was,
Yeah, that's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
These are the things he's been given. Let me ponder on that.
Alright.
It's tough because I know you like puzzles, and I know Declan's a detective.
Yeah, but it also involves like knowledge regarding the world that it would. Declan doesn't have any points in lore because he never really delved into it, so
Yeah.
that makes sense that he's confused. But the player is also confused because I don't have.
Do you want to
that
spend a
much.
fate point for a hint?
I don't have any fate points right now to spend. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I'll ponder it and you can go back to Lucas freezing, unfreezing time. Why do you keep that?
sorry, why do I what?
You keep fucking with the fundamental forces of the universe.
Oops. I just wanted to put them to sleep.
Well, congratulations, you nullified the need and the concept of sleep.
Give me a quick peek at your character sheet. I'm sorry, I swore I had both of them right here, and it vanished on it.
Are you talking about my? Oh, that's why it turned off. Okay.
You know what? You can give yourself 2 fate points from that scene for your trouble. Back to you.
What is your problem?
Don't worry about it right now. You got your own problems.
Okay.
Because as the door opens, those three dark dryads that you're kind of running from, there's about 20 of them milling about in the parking lot. Whatever that scream was, like, it's attracting them. You think. Anyway, there's about 20 of these things, all different heights. Some are like roughly the same size as a person, like the ones you saw. There's also another one roughly about 15-20 feet with branches kind of splayed out. And they're all kind of going towards like people frozen. One is kind of looking at another to see if it's, you can't tell if they're smelling or listening to them, but sticking their heads near them and just like throws it to the ground. Another one is like holding a person up, kind of examining it, and just slashes it and throws it down. You hear the sound of bones kind of breaking when it impacts with the sidewalk.
Oh shit, that's...
And then the door swings open and you're there, and all the heads are, it's like John Wayne just walked into a saloon. And it's like they're in the middle of destroying innocent people looking for something. You step through the door and everyone's like,
Well, shit. Close the door.
okay, door closes. It's a glass door. They see you.
Don't care.
They're coming closer.
Still closing the door.
First you start running, they start charging into the door, and they hit it full on and you hear that boom. I
Okay.
can see the spider web.
So they're trees.
They're trees.
So, Firebane, you have a lighter? Who's got a lighter? Who smokes?
Ted smokes.
Great, where's Ted?
He runs the cameras. He's on the top floor. We just came down from there. I am not going up there.
Who on this floor smokes?
I don't know. So she starts looking for a lighter, anything that can be used.
Is there a kitchen?
Yeah, in the back. It's for the break room.
Go into the break room, grab a bunch of paper.
Okay.
What kind of stove do they have?
They've got an electric stove.
Great.
And a microwave oven.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a find a candle. Find anything that burns
I'm
well.
looking. What am I, Bed Bath and Beyond? And that's when you hear the sound of like glass shattering from where the door was.
Get beyond that area.
That was actually funny. You have a point for that. Okay, so she shows up. I'm like, okay, I found hairspray and I found this, and it's like a barbecue lighter thing.
Oh, that's even better. Okay. I was gonna try and light paper with the stove. Oh. It's doable. Don't look at me like that. It's just not very.
This is way out of my pay grade, so if you're gonna do something, do it quick.
Your pay grade.
And
Your life is out of your pay grade?
And that's when you hear like the hissing in the background.
Who's the fucking contact? I don't need the backstory. Who's the contact?
I don't know his name. And okay, this is what he looks like, and she like, tears off a piece of paper, and she grabs a pencil and she starts like sketching it really, really quickly.
While she does that, I grab a garbage can metal.
Yes.
I grab the garbage can, dump it out, dump a bunch of paper in it, and light it on fire.
Hang on for that. Okay, you're actually making multiple rolls for this.
I'm making multiple rolls for...
No, hang on. Just let me think, because you're doing a whole bunch of things at one time. Just give me an athletics roll to see how fast you are when you do it. Because at this point, they've crashed through the window, they're turning over desks. They've grabbed one of the security guards' bodies and thrown
it. Is that athletics?
Yeah.
I believe my athletics is a 4, 5, 6.
You were moving like grease lightning. You're like, okay. This reminds me of the time, that one gig when we trashed the hotel room. You're stuffing it all in, setting it on fire. Giving a thing of dose, and you've got a nice barrel of fire going.
Great.
No, I mean, you've got a nice barrel of fire going. Like, the flames are shooting, 8 feet up out of the barrel.
So I'm gonna assume there's a chair or something. I'm gonna use the chair so I'm not touching it directly to kind of push it out the door.
Okay, so you're gonna scooch it out there.
And chair wood?
Nope.
Damn. Find some wood. Other than the people.
Oh, okay. So she's like, as she comes back and she found a couple of picture frames that got somebody's family portraits in them.
Not great, but
She hands them to you.
I turn them into little short wood sticks. And the plan is light the end of these on fire because I don't know how effective the hairspray trick is. I've heard that it sprays cold, but we'll find out.
At this point in time, you see 3 of these things come crashing through the corridor where you guys are adjacent to in the room. thick black hewn bone, not hewn, but like wooden, bloodwood exterior. The leaves are flowing, they're snarling. You can see them baring their teeth, and you realize most of them don't actually have eyes. It's just blank wood up there. They're clawing their way through the hallway, and they can smell the smoke. They kind of recoil, but they also know that you're there, so they start hissing violently.
How close are they?
You'd be 5 foot from the barrel. They'd be about 8-9 feet away from it.
How am I 5 feet from the barrel?
Well,
I was pushing it with a chair.
Yeah, you pushed it out. It's basically the barrel would be where that entranceway is here, where I am, where would be you would be.
Okay, so hand me the hairspray and the paper you're drawing on.
You're not gonna burn this, are you?
Probably best if I do. That's why they're here. I'm taking a look at the picture.
Okay. She shoves the picture into your hand, like she wraps it up, shoves it into your hand. You need to make a notice roll.
Three.
3 is good enough. That now I need you to make an athletics roll, and you can add a +2 to it.
7.
Okay, so this is what happens. Then the GM needs to run to the washroom very quickly. You hear the hissing of the dark dryads in the corridor. You can hear them clawing against the concrete and the stone. You can see them like just the heads kind of bobbing and staying away from the fire in that kind of area of effect where the flames are kind of leaping out and the smoke is filling it. You're right, they got a fire bane. They don't want to get near it. And then you kind of pause because something feels on you. You're kind of standing there and you're like, situation's under control. It's not bad. It's not great. It's like that time when we toured with the headstones. I got through it. And you can feel the floor. You look at the floor and there's like a little bit of a ripple. And you can sense the vibration coming through the floor. And you look at the wall just near where the microwave was. And you see it flash for a moment just before it splits wide open and these true branch-like arms shoot through. You got enough of an instinctive warning that you're able to throw yourself back over top of the table, not knock down the barrel, and just sort of like the superhero kind of crouch. It does this colossal swipe. One of the arms grabs a hold of Erica, drives those bloody wooden claws into her, and then she releases this blood-curdling scream as those arms pull her back out the wall, and you just watch her disappear.
I got the paper and the hairspray?
You got the paper and the hairspray. So just, you did that, and that happened in a split second. The vibration, you leaping backwards, those tendril arms coming through, grabbing a hold of her, because she was standing right by you, being pulled out backwards, and you can just see the great big chasm in the walls all the way back.
Just a hell of a reaction. Just person gets impaled and dragged back through a wall. Huh.
Was she impaled or just grabbed?
She was grabbed, but she was grabbed by the one that was like about 15 to 20 feet tall, and those razor sharp claws dug into the torso. So,
if I go after her, will she already be dead anyways? Okay.
I mean, Declan's got prescience. I don't. Just.
No, you only control everything.
Oh. Alright, so what are you doing?
Do I recognize the picture?
Yeah, you do.
Who is it?
I'm gonna write this one down for you for the sake of meta. You recognize this figure. Yeah, you it's this like she was at the Topaz Briar. You have a feeling it wasn't for singing; it was probably for visual studies. Because, like, honestly, looking at that portrait is like the person might have been in the room with you. It was that good, and she did that with a piece of scrap paper and a pencil in like seconds. So, just to clarify, the wall has been collapsed. Friend has been dragged out.
Okay, first off, friend is not the appropriate word because she has been a giant pain in the ass and doesn't even really acknowledge that she owes me. Big.
And you've got also about half a dozen smaller dryads being held at bay by that nice barrel fire you've got going.
I'm gonna take the little picture frame sticks, light them on fire.
Okay.
Or light 2 of them on fire.
Okay.
And shove the other ones in my pocket. And can I turn on my cell phone with the flashlight? Can I turn the flashlight on my cell phone on?
No.
Balls. And can I fit in the hole in the wall?
Oh yeah, easily.
See, the thing is, I don't know what's going on with the ones upstairs either, and these ones have been pretty rough with the people around, so Okay, I'm leaving the garbage can fire to kind of cover the rear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go in after pain in my ass.
Okay. So I need to take a 20-second break. I really have to use the washroom. And then we will be right back. Feel free to ask questions, Ian.
I like how he just assumes we're gonna answer. I mean, we probably will, but...
Yeah.
Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the on break because our bathroom is very close to our studio. So we're gonna be typing if we talk. And we're back.
I do it.
So.
Yep. Try not to roll over the doctor.
Don't listen to her. Roll over it. All over it.
So camera back opens up after the commercial break, and we see your character standing in front of the store, and you've got the 3 stones. Each one's got the crest of one of the quartz.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt, but something I wanted to think is what you had said. This needs to be done in chronological order from when the courts who established their power base first in art.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's different. All right. Because from the way I understand it, which may be wrong, but quite frankly, this is the way I understand it. So this is the way everyone understands it. Is the Blades push out the Lunar Council, but that just means that they're in their territory. They haven't established a power base.
Right.
So the first people to do that were the Roses, because they came in, presumably with the filth in order to help them out with the wet work stuff, because they're not that good at it. So the Roses needed to push back the Blades in order to have a power base to establish. They've established that. Okay, so he's gonna, because again, like I don't know the mythos, and neither does Declan. So I'll just Rose's filth blades.
Okay. And that is your final answer. Okay.
Based on all the information that I have.
Okay, so you put one in after another, rolls through, and the little bells kind of looks up to you and he's like, uh-oh.
Wrong order.
And you hear this, you don't even hear it, you just see the spotlight you're on open up larger, tumblers unlocking, and the door opens wide.
Look around the room.
The room you're in, or the room?
Well, the room that I'm in, because you said the spotlight room.
Yeah. And it is, for lack of a better word, it looks like you're on the inside of a heart. That either this room is made to look like a giant heart, or it was carved out of a giant heart, which explains the weird contour of the walls, and the tiles you are actually stepping on are veins that are kind of overlapping with each other. So, and the weird thing is, when you look to where the stand is, where Roy's body is, where the box is, it's gone. And Bell's just like, oh, it's this room. It responds to you. It looks in your brain and picks up things you'll understand.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
You don't understand a lot, do you?
No, I really don't.
And it follows, holding onto your finger as you do.
Right. So go through.
And Bells kind of goes in, and it's like you're running out of time. And you take a look at the minute hand, and it's just like half the time has gone by. He's like, kind of running out of time, but I don't like this room. It's creepy.
Look around.
You are in actually a fairly well lit, very nice, tidy, organized pantry. It kind of looks like the size of a warehouse. There's signs everywhere, pointing in directions. Every kind of large case of shelving has a list and a manifest, and it's meticulous.
Okay.
And you see boxes, glass jars filled with appendages, organs, small container of eyes neatly arranged. You pass by a glass case which has the lungs of something prescribed of a unicorn and some fluid there. And as you're going on, you're finding bits and pieces of different things. So you're in a warehouse that looks like it's a, for lack of a better, larder, but
yeah,
wide variety of things.
Well,
yeah.
This gives me an idea of what to get the man who has everything.
What?
Well, we got everything.
Mm-hmm.
Literally anything you give me.
Oh, you're so smart.
Not really.
Oh.
Clever, yes. Smart, no.
Oh. So what do you do?
Start looking around the room for another door, I guess. Just looking for dickbag with hook for hands.
Okay.
Not here, so.
So, you find a door on the north side, and it is a fairly big, probably 10 feet up, 10 feet across, mahogany door.
It's a bit excessive. Right. Over the door. Got a door handle.
Yup. It's a big iron ring.
Can I see the hinges?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Big metal hinges.
Grab hold of the iron ring, and pull.
All right, give me a strength roll there. Physique.
1.
It is not moving. That thing is in there good.
Well, there's only one thing to do with a door like this that won't move. Take a few steps back.
You hear like that. You know that sound when you're in class and like in high school and they've got the wooden chairs behind the desk.
You go off camera.
Oh, thank you. It sounds like somebody's like at a desk and is like scraping their chair back.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's not those loud. It's like it's like. One moment.
All right.
Oh. You hear like a footstep. You can feel the tremor kind of coming through the door. You feel another one, and this thing it used the.
I'll make sure that I'm standing, because like I'll just gauge where the door opens, and just make sure I'm not in its path when it does.
I mean, yeah, that's.
What?
You hear the camera focuses and the door kind of parts, begins to push open. And as it does, you see effectively this giant, for lack of a better word, in some slicker, hooked hand, kind of bends down to step through the door. And he is huge. Like, not the 6 foot, 7 foot. He's capping a shy under 20 feet. You know, probably broad shoulders, and you can just see like the gray stone skin on the muscles just underneath this thick. You swore it was a slicker the first time, but it's definitely encaping a hood, and it is just wet with blood. It's just flowing out of it.
Greetings. Bells, don't be rude. Say hi.
Hi, boss. Bells. You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, technically, neither are you.
I wasn't speaking to you.
Ah.
I was speaking to them. And behind you, you see this kind of like 9-year-old girl, roller skates, with a top hat, holding a croquet mallet, kind of waving at you. She's got like, you know the Robin mask? You know, Batman Robin? She's got like one of those tied up, like kind of cockeyed.
So,
and there's a woman beside her. And she is wearing like a wooden devil's mask that's carved, and she is holding on to a staff. You've seen that staff before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of green dress.
Hello.
Hey, you're the
Did you want to speak to him?
And they kind of like, not speak. We're here to kill him.
Ah.
And he's like, you dare sully my domain. You rancid, stinking flesh things. How dare you? How dare you? And you're like right here, and he's just bellowing at them.
Right.
And they're like, you just got it. They're like, oh yeah, big words from a big man. You fairy! You think you can take what's rightfully ours? And you can.
What's rightfully yours?
And
I'm new. I just want to be caught up.
and she's. Silence you! Yeah, silence you. I'll tell you what's rightfully ours.
Okay.
So, this bitch, and this would be like when the novice would be. Son of a. Who did it with it? It kind of goes up. And then.
Just like covering bells here.
Oh my god, the children. I keep saying.
He's a bad man.
He's
Sorry.
very, very bad man. He is the one of Hesifax. It was ours first.
So
And they all kind of look at you. The wand.
where'd you get the stuff?
It was lying around on a dead body.
Did you kill the body?
Yeah.
So it was his first.
Hers.
Hers first.
Yeah.
Hey, big guy, where'd you find the wand?
Who says that?
Deaf, mad, and blind. Thank you. Aye. So just
Bells, your voice has changed. The wand of Hesifax begins at the dawn of time. Camera kind of pans. Oops. So they kind of all look at you like, the wand. They kind of give you that look like, this is a big deal. We're fighting for the wand. Why are you trembling in awe and terror?
what's the wand?
So we'll fast forward this. This is going to take some time. He's going on. The wand was legend has it was taken from the first fey tree on the planet. That grew and grew with roots in the soil. Blah blah blah. Holds different worlds and places. The worlds of the fey, of the god, the whole thing. He's going on and on. And as he is doing so, you're like, okay, this kind of sounds like a branch from Yggdrasil. This is kind of where they're getting from it. And as he's telling the story, and he gets to the end of it, and they kind of look at you, and they're like, no, you good neighbors know nothing. That's the story they told you. Behold, the true tale of the wand. So Sycorax and Mags are weaving this tapestry of battles and dragons and unrequited love and forest demons and yada 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 yada. It's like they're fast tracking through Game of Thrones if it was written by real writers. So we kind of pan out of there because you're getting it from both sides, and they're taking times to kind of yell and correct each other, sort of like Mariah do, over recipes and things like that. Meanwhile, but back with you. What's the plan? What are you doing? You know who the contact is. Time is still kind of fucking frozen. And you're on your run for your life from these tree things.
Actually, at this point, I'm chasing the arms of one of those tree things.
Okay.
Because I am apparently an idiot.
Okay. Well, idiot.
Look at you and your compassion. So adorable.
Okay, give me an athletics roll, please and thank you. Or you can give me a stealth roll, depending which way you want to swing. Different rolls, different results.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna see if there's anything I can arguably tap to try and claim an extra fate point out of this, because I'm definitely doing something stupid.
You are actually, you know what? I will give it to you for your, well, this is my life now.
Sweet. Miss.
Charlie, you can get a point for last scene. Big point.
I would like. Did I ever do anything? So athletics is 4.
Athletics is 4. Yeah. You're chasing after this thing, and this thing is just. Yeah, it's about 20 feet tall, and it is moving like Greek lightning, but you are captive. Here's the thing. It's moving really fast, but it's following the main streets of Arkham because it's so big.
It's gone through. Okay.
But you know Arkham like the back of your hand. You're cutting through alleys and side streets, and if there's a topographic view, you'd see it doing this, going down one street, taking a left, going through the other. It would be like watching you from a family circus cartoon with a hash truck. Right? You're like on top of the dumpster, on top of the fire escape, running across the rooftop, jumping over to the other rooftop, sliding down the pole over there.
So parkour.
You're basically parkouring your way through the city. So eventually, okay, all right. Well, it's a coffee shop. There's only 2 places it can go, and nobody goes down to the docks. Okay. Where is it? And for a few moments, there's like nothing, and then you hear the ground trembling, and you see it kind of do like a running kind of footloose.
If I'm waiting,
yeah,
I am totally taking the time to spell myself a little trap for it.
When I say you're waiting, you get about a minute.
Great, that's enough time to spell a trap.
Okay, roll for the trap. What aspect are you setting up?
I'm gonna...
Surprise guitar solo?
Stratocaster.
Well, let's see, I'm there. You know what, I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna make it myself invisible to it. It can't see me, it won't be able to see me.
Yeah, go for it.
It's a mind messing one, so you're making a face. 6.
You are invisible.
Right.
To it. So you start. How do you do the song?
Invisible.
Okay. You see this thing kind of do a footloose Tom Cruise slide in front of an alley and stop, and it kind of trains its head toward where it thinks you were coming from, and then you realize something. The way it's moving indicates it was genuinely afraid of you. It was treating you like you were the pursuer. The thing is 20 feet tall. It's got your friend, and it seems to be running like it's scared of you. But it kind of does that.
I mean, I do have fire.
It kind of does that double take, looking back there, and kind of, okay. Whew, that got through that one. That would have been. And it's just kind of doing like a gentle stroll down the street where you're in the middle of, and it does not see you at all.
So what's how's Erica looking?
Limp. Not moving. You know how I mentioned this thing was 20 feet tall and walking towards you, right?
Okay, yes, but I'm just saying I wanted a little bit
She's
of...
either unconscious or dead from where you're sitting. Throw me a notice roll for more details.
3.
You don't think she's dead? Definitely unconscious. You don't remember her having red hair. Like really crimson, deep red hair. And for a few moments, you think you saw like a leaf kind of drift down from her, but you're not sure.
I'm moving out of the way.
Move out of the way.
And I'm just gonna follow it.
And it starts heading down to basically where Club Echidna is. It's where the Roses and Blaze go to party on neutral turf. And as it does, it's kind of gently dragging its fingertips across the tops of buildings, and where it kind of drags, and you can see tree roots beginning to take thing, and new vegetation beginning to spring up. So, and you kind of take a look at the city, and you can see where the brides have definitely because, like, in a few rooftops, you actually see, like, small forests growing, not just trees, but forests.
Ah, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna skedaddle away and try and unfreeze time.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that thing, but yeah.
You can do that from space!
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what but
Meanwhile, we see on the screen, ... sometime later, ... It kind of does the montage of Declan in different chair poses and different states of disinterest, and eventually, and that is the wand, and he took it from us. I needed to bring back my one true love, and nothing will stop me.
So
I will stop you.
So
witch.
All right. Just so we're clear. You, whomever had that staff before you had, and then whomever you had that wand before he had it. So right, it's just semantics. You're just butthurt that you got something stolen from you. All right then. So, where's this wand then? Because I'm not seeing it. He's like 20 feet tall. I mean, there's only so many places he can hide something that powerful and big. I mean, he's got. How is he going to carry it? What is he going to do? Duct tape it to a hook?
Give me a moment. God damn it. Okay, you can actually take another fake one for that one. Also, you can take one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a reason for this.
I genuinely don't like it when people throw fake ones at me because that normally means I'm going.
You need them. Well, yeah, you've got a whole bunch of legendary characters around you, so prepare to die?
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you in one place. You will never find it. And they're like, hang on. Actually, for you, I need you to roll. Are you trying to provoke them, or are you trying to deceive them? What is his intent in this? Because I don't know if you're genuinely trying to figure out where the wand is.
I am actually trying to figure out where the wand is. Yeah.
Okay, so you're basically trying to. I want to say deceive. I'm a little torn on this one.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's actually rapport.
Yeah, no, it's a rapport thing.
3, and you know what? I'm tag thing.
All right.
Tag my my aspect, silver tongue, and a filthy mouth.
Nice.
4 or 5.
Okay. So Max is like, yeah, it's. He's really big, and the wand's only this big. How is he gonna hold it?
Can you imagine if just jumped right to the side of the boat? He'd have to.
Max is right there, and her the devil's mask on her face is actually like. It's not just a mask with eyes behind, it actually acts like her face. So she turns to you, you see the eyes like flaring, fires coming out. She's holding up the staff, you can feel the power emanating. And it just starts to quell down for a moment. And they're like, of course he. Hang on. Max, come here for a second. It is. He's this big, I know. It's not this big, I know, but he can't do that. He'll crush you. But we know he has that. Well, who's this guy? I don't know. Why is he worried? I guess I don't know. He's too old to do anything. What is he? Is he Noble World? No, hang on. I think he's one of the nightmares. No, he doesn't look the right way. He's too fat to do anything. I don't think he's a threat in the fight. Oh my God, I don't know. Maybe he's one of the slaves. Maybe he's like the.
So it's kind of like
intern or something.
So is just like looking at mags and cigarettes there?
He's just like, if he had a watch, he'd be doing this. He's kind of giving bells. And Yep. Yeah, boss. Did you clean out the larder like I asked? Yeah, boss. And the shops? You reset the spring traps? Yeah. Yes, boss. All right. Do you mind? I've got things to do today. And they're like, okay, so like, just out of curiosity, I hid it in the one person you would never dare challenge. I'm gonna have to kill him. You'll never get the secret from me. I have friends older than time, and they guard it for me.
You weren't dumb enough to give it to another member of the council, will you? Because they're literally trying to kill each other off for more territory.
It's like you could kill me, but you will still have to destroy the guardians who protect it. And they're like, yeah? We'll kill you. We'll kill your guardians. Just point us in the right direction. Well, you haven't come too far for nothing. The guardian is right here.
What bells?
And everyone is like looking at you.
Wait, what? Hang on.
Just
let me back to the Wait, a word?
Yes. Little flesh thing made out of water.
Damn it. You know what? Hang on. Go over like one of the things in the larder, like drag the ladder, start climbing up the ladder so I'm roughly height with. Right.
You are much uglier in person, little man thing.
Hey, you calling someone ugly is kind of like getting called out for your racism by Hitler, alright? So shut it. When you said guardian, the hell am I guarding anything from you for?
You are guarding the wand. You've always been guarding the wand.
Oh. Why?
Well, you're one of Babs's kids, are you not?
Yeah.
Then you are guarding the wand.
So, look, they're going to take a couple swipes at you.
I am prepared with the might of 1,000 beasts that flow through my veins.
Just knife the bitch. Stop monologuing. Take the hook hand and knife her. Both. Just call the wheat. This isn't hard.
So Max and Christ are like, are we going to do this? And he's like, a moment.
Yeah, just
wait.
Leave it, roller skates.
Wait, isn't this why you're here? The final confrontation? A guardian of Baba Yaga against the witches?
I mean, no, technically Daffodil sent me to kill you so she could have your...
Wait a moment! Daffodil, who's that? Is that a plan? I don't know.
Oi! Derby girl! Shut it! The adults are speaking.
So, he's like, another moment.
You know, I think I set some lungs in a jar over there if you're hungry.
So he's like, no, this doesn't track with the prophecy whatsoever. I think there's been a misunderstanding.
Daffodil sent me to kill you so she could claim your territory so she could have a better seat on the council.
Oh, that bitch.
Right?
How dare she? How dare
she?
Wait, so you're not here for the final confrontation?
I mean, if they're not going to leave, I'm going to have to confront them. So, I mean, it would technically... You can't...
I'm so confused. Am I supposed to kill them or are you supposed to kill them?
Well, if
because it's supposed to be one of us.
Okay, well, if they're both of
but
us,
you're saying you're here to kill me.
That is the overarching plan, but, I mean, if we have to go through them in order for us to have our fight, we can do that first.
Wait!
Why? Okay. Why don't we have the final confrontation with these two here first, and then we can resolve anything.
We're still here. We can hear every word you're saying. And Sycorax is like, oh my god, how can you be this disorganized?
How can you be this loud?
Oh, sorry.
So look at the red guy.
So basically,
I'm back down. Bug over. So,
so does he or does he not have the wand?
technically, yes.
Okay, but you have the wand.
No.
But you're the guardian.
Yeah.
So you're protecting him, who we have to kill.
So, okay. As far as...
Is the wand here or is it not?
I'm...
They both kind of recoil when you do that.
So you ever double book something? Yeah, it's kind of what happened here. See, I was here for something, and then you came because you were here for something, and then he was expecting something completely different. So we all kind of booked something at the same time. So what we're gonna do is apparently I'm supposed to be here and run one of you through with a spear. Not entirely sure who. I apologize ahead of time. He's gonna try and kill you guys because you're gonna try and kill him, which is why you're here, right? And then once you two are dead, him and I are going to throw down, which honestly, I kind of like that, and I like that better because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to weaken him up for me. And after that, Fanny's your aunt, Bob's your uncle, and everyone gets what they want. So, what we're going to do...
Wait. It's like, hey, hang on.
I'm pretty sure this requires a deceive roll.
So, yeah.
Not really, because
I assure
that's
you.
what I want to happen.
But that's not everyone doing what they want.
Roll a report roll. Like your life depended on it. Because right now, it really does.
3,
I say letting him use rapport is being awful nice.
5.
Okay.
Because, I mean, convincing someone to let themselves be killed is kind of...
I'm not convincing them that I'm not trying to convince them to let themselves be killed. I'm just convincing them that this is the order that things need to happen in.
So I'm going to give you a fate point to end this. This is how it gets resolved. We fast forward a little bit. He brought down one of the larger tables, for you guys to sit at, and he put it on a box. So you're all sitting at this little table, and there's this giant head in there. And it's like, all right, we are agreed. On the next full moon,
Right.
there will be you having to the next full moon to present the wand to them.
Right.
They will choose a champion between one of them.
So one of those two will be...
Yes.
Right.
We'll choose a champion between one of us.
Right.
Those champions will fight.
Mm-hmm.
The winner will get the wand.
Got it.
If you survive, then we will have a confrontation
Right. Based on
to
the
decide who
aforementioned.
will go over with Daffodil.
Yes.
And if I kill you, I will then kill Daffodil.
Technically.
Afterwards.
Well, of course. To be fair, I'm not entirely sure why that's in the contract itself, because I don't care what you do after you kill me,
Because you
I will
are
be dead.
her friend. And then they're like, yeah, okay, this tracks. No, this isn't fair. Okay. But until then,
right,
none of us will interfere with any other one of us.
Okay, you do realize that means you can't go around murdering people from random courts for no fucking reason.
From random courts, of course.
Random courts being filth, the blades, the roses.
I am aware.
Alright. Now, if you want to go around killing other people from the Lunar Council, you have my blessing. But...
But the third point, this means you don't fuck around with the noble mortals. We are in the middle of a war here, and you're always in at the worst possible time.
Alright, to be fair, I was just stopping some...
Don't mess with our stuff.
Don't mess with our stuff.
We're not messing with your stuff.
You literally showed up in our city and just blew up a mansion.
There's a prophecy. It has to be fulfilled.
That doesn't mean it needs to be fulfilled by you.
Well, you can just cool your horse. And Stephen's like, we agreed until the next full moon. That's 4 days from now.
Right. 4 days. We'll have our throwdown. You choose between dirty girl or...
I'll be in contact. I'll
Large
send
amount.
bills. I'll send bells. Bells, fetch me my flag, and I have a headache. And he kind of pulls up and like stumps up. And the girls are like, yeah, fine. And can you? He's like, very well. Snaps his finger. Door appears.
How?
They
What
snap
finger?
out.
How did you do that?
He's got more than one hand.
Yeah, he's got 2 hands. It's just on.
Okay, I think you had two.
No.
That makes more sense.
So he's like, and Bells, you see Bells pulling this huge flag, and then you realize Bell could have opened the door if you had asked him. And
I know. Another way to get through.
you ever have a Monday that doesn't end?
Yeah.
Snaps. Door appears in front of you.
Alright. See you later. 4 days.
See you, Declan. Okay, I just gotta say as a GM, this has been the weirdest resolution out of any campaign I have ever run. This is not how it was scripted at all.
Beck, stop screaming.
Sorry, at all. This is where we need the mics, we can turn down the volume.
No, you just need to not scream.
Yeah. So,
In full voice.
the GM needs a moment. Just, yeah.
So you just gotta leave. Come out the other side of the farmer's market. The fuck just happened?
Actually, you don't come out of the farmer's market.
Okay.
So you step out, and you see Lucas kind of treading very cautiously, kind of looking up, and you notice something really weird. Nothing seems to be moving. Like the wind, the sound, everything seems like insanely quiet, with the aside from the big plant kaiju roaming over the top of the streets. But you see people frozen in mid-walk. The television is like stuck on the same channel. You're not getting cell reception. You figure it out pretty quickly. Everything is frozen except the giant tree thing. And for some reason, Lucas treading around like, he's trying to sneak out of town before he gets caught.
Gonna regret this. Oi, Treebeard! Why do you have a woman impaled you? Come on, then.
It looks like a Bigfoot, and you see the shadow getting larger around.
I'm staying away from the feet.
Make an athletics roll.
Do I have to as well?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be re-rolling that. I don't mind rolling 0. But when it's -3,
Ooh.
that's worse. So,
Oh!
2. That is so much better than -3.
Oh, take your point of physical off of that. But you missed getting stepped on, but the shockwave got you. You threw you against the wall. And then it kind of turns down at you. And you got a good glance of Erica, and you can see like the face is molting into wood. Leaves are coming down out of the hair.
Alright. Fine.
I have like little pieces of wood that are burning or smoldering. Just FYI, because I have the picture frames.
Why are you just letting this woman be turned into a tree?
That was happening.
Since I almost got hit by a foot, it should be fairly close to me. So I'm a spray.
Alright?
That was a fighting roll last
Yeah.
time, right?
Because I have a little stick.
Take that! Yeah! It's warm in that spot, isn't it? 3.
It does successfully dodge by jumping into the building right adjacent to you.
Oops. To be fair, that's not him.
The brick, the concrete, the mortar is all coming down. It was a 3-story building. It looked like it was one of those vegan donut shops that's kind of been popping around town.
A 3-story vegan donut shop.
Yeah.
Well, that's just excessive.
Okay, so that's coming down. You need to make an athletics roll.
And you go,
And then it went, and it hit the building, and the building is coming down. To be fair, it didn't see you.
Yeah.
4.
4.
Yeah, her athletics is still dumb. So
Okay.
Athletics and perform are my 2 top skills.
You're taking 1 point of physical. So basically, you dodge the girders, the fallen concrete, the do-it-yourself vegan donut bar, one after another, and you kind of turn around and walk into a lamppost.
It's well, I was sneaking away to unfreeze time, so I'm just gonna move farther away from the fight.
So
And unfreeze
Lucas,
time.
do the cowards retreat?
No, I mean,
well, unless did you actually say that out loud or?
no, I'm just glaring at you and walking away.
Alright, well, I don't know if she's glaring at me because.
During your thing.
Alright.
Then I'm going to attack its ankle with my spear.
Actually, it's
Oh, right.
Also, if it's my blue, I'm not actually walking, I'm booking it around the corner so I can.
It still gets its attack. Okay, so it is sitting up an aspect of hindering terrain. You see this kind of red energy flowing around it, and as you are as you're booking it, you're finding grass is breaking through the concrete, trees are pushing its way through, buildings are splitting apart, and in a couple of seconds, you guys are basically standing in the middle of effectively a forest. Mashed in with urban downtown kind of thing. Basically, if the city was abandoned for a decade, that's what it kind of looks like. So you're skirting around trees, it's harder to see things, there's rocks that have popped up,
Yeah.
you have mosses growing on the sides of buildings, slowly eating away at everything. So that is basically the forest is reclaiming the city and hindering terrain. Those are the things you can tap. So it's setting itself up for something big.
Alright, so my turn?
Yeah.
Alright, so, pointing out as a reminder, I have Magic Jam, so screwing up other magic.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try and screw up my own magic, basically, and unfreeze everything. And by screw up, I mean, take apart. It's basically Dispel. So I cast Dispel, essentially.
It's a good spell.
It's a very good spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm not done.
Alright, I didn't say you were done.
So it's currently 4.
Currently 4.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
That's what a divorce looks like.
Yes, Your Honor, served with the death of Lucas. Is Lucas your child, your friend? No. RPG character. Oh, he didn't.
Okay, so spending the magic point to tap Charming Thing Can Impress Performer. Spending a fate point to tap Hothead Blade Rocker. So that's an extra 4, so we're up at 8.
Yeah. I do want you to know, I remember what you cast to freeze time the first time. That's what you're beating. And I just saw you gulp. Yeah, it's not so easy undoing your own magic, is it?
Hey, I have a special ability about undoing magic.
Yeah,
That should give me a boost here.
Yeah, and it probably will.
So I am up at 8.
Yeah.
This is my life now. Brings it to 10.
Okay.
This is my own doing, so can I theoretically tap always pay my debts, just not in cash?
No.
It is my own doing. Technically, I kind of owe it to Arden.
I paid it.
No, I'm not letting you have that. Lucas has been many things. But philanthropic? No.
There's nothing philanthropic about this.
Yeah, I know, that's the point. I will cap you off at 10. You got it by 1. Because when you rolled that initially, you got a 9. Oh my god! Oh. So. So. You unstuck time. It's not like you're hitting a button and it's going on off. It's more like you're with an old timey radio and you're trying to find the right frequency. So everything that can move in real time right now, including all of you, is blurring for a split second.
The building shouldn't have fallen down until time unstuck. Anyways,
I can explain something to you in hindsight. So everything that moves in real time, the tree, you blur, you're kind of like phasing in and out of reality really quick.
Just the people in the office. Wow, that was dead bodies for no reason.
2 decapitated heads.
Yeah,
on
well,
the coffee tray, no less.
Both.
I think my plan was to deal with those before they started bleeding, but
both of you need to make a will roll.
Oh, shit. All right, 5.
I hate you. 3.
You're okay. You're taking 2 points of will.
Mental stress.
Mental stress. I also need both of you to make an athletics roll. Hang on for a second though. Okay, go for it.
Fuck you, dice.
1.
3. And I'm changing my dice.
Okay.
All my dice suck.
Oh.
So,
Seriously.
pretty slow.
Ah.
20-foot tree. It's not less of a, more like it kind of shatters like broken glass, and the shards spray out in every direction.
That was hard.
Both of you get hit.
Mm-hmm.
None of you is taking physical damage.
Okay.
And I will tell you why later. It explodes. You get sprayed with the wood. When you take a moment to collect yourselves and notice where you got struck with the shards, you'll notice that when you look at your flesh, that it's starting to turn wood very slowly.
Oh, okay.
So, effectively, you've been infected with whatever that dryadic venom is, which turns people into trees. It is very slow, but it is there.
Is it moving as slow as tree sap?
It's you did when the first time you look at it, almost there's a spot beside the run, and it is slowly spreading. So both of you have got the condition, fate disease right now, or fate poisoning, I should say. This point, you notice that Erica is lying on the ground, and she's basically dying. The fate transformation didn't take; it wasn't complete. With the split, with time stopping, restarting, and starting again, it did not. He wasn't able to hold it together. So part of her is turning into a tree, and you see the branches coming out, and the mortal part of her is like dissolving and decaying.
Mortal? She wasn't mortal. She was a nightmare.
Like the non-tree part, the fleshy part of the bones and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of rotting and seeping into the ground. And as that happens, you notice that the weird thing is the parts that the dark dryad actually touched that turned into a forest, they're still there. And people are like coming out and looking around, and you can hear sirens going off in the distance, like fire department. Police cell phones are going off. Basically, time's speeding up, and people are like, "What the hell happened here?" You know.
Well, that time for us to hit the old dusty trail.
So you can hear fire engine, cop cars, people shouting. You know, kind of. You know, there's a little bit of pandemonium in different parts of the city right now.
I'm gonna call Raven on my cell phone.
Okay, you call Raven. She picks up. Lucas, where are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. How's everyone at your end?
We're doing okay. What the hell happened? Holy shit, there are these shoots bodies that had appeared out of nowhere. Like, this place looked like it came down. Like, I blinked. The whole city's gotten to shit. Do you know there's a park where there wasn't a park before?
Okay,
Where
Raven.
are you?
Raven, breathe. I will explain what happened.
Uh-huh.
Just everything's fine.
Lucas?
The 2 dead bodies are from the Lunar Council.
Uh-huh.
Are they still dead?
They're headless!
I've seen Faye come back from worse.
Yes! They're very dead. They're completely dead.
Okay, good.
Wait.
Wait, you got attacked by an assassin.
Wait. Lucas? You said you'd explain everything.
Yep.
Lunar Council.
Lucas, did you have something to do with this?
You said Lunar Council?
Oh, you did, didn't you? You did.
Lucas.
We're going to solve this. We're going to...
Raven, I'm supposed to be the one with the temper.
Lucas.
You're supposed to be the charming, friendly ginger.
Lucas, did you say Lunar Council assassin?
Yes.
Then perhaps you should get your good friends who are looking at these bodies to collect effects so we can prove.
Oh, I already took a photo and sent it to your cell phone. So there's a timestamp.
Yeah, you do, and it actually comes out that there's times.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting a murder on my phone.
We'll talk, and I am friendly. I am very friendly. But this, I am gesturing wildly to everything. You can't see me, but I am.
I'm not the one who made everyone fall asleep. That's on the rose.
Just take out my notepad and tear off a piece of blank paper. Just grab the phone. Hey, sorry, breaking tunnel. Click.
Declan is that click.
We need to go.
Why?
Just turn around and look at like the fire trucks, policemen, and the forest that was once in Main Street. Let's have a think about that, shall we?
Okay, but it's also all that way. There's lots of people in the path.
Fantastic. Know where the authorities are. Let's go.
Leaving.
Alright. So, what would be the nearest coffee shop and or bar you guys would probably go to?
Well, not the one the tree went through,
No,
because
definitely.
it was vegan.
Yeah.
Why are we going to a coffee shop?
Or where are you guys headed next?
Oh, bar. Crowbar.
Okay. So you go to the crowbar, and it's surprisingly, it's fairly empty. You can see the bartender there, it's kind of big horns, in a forehead looking at you, nods as you come in. Declan,
I'm going to sit down at the bar.
long day.
Mm-hmm.
I get you the usual.
Thank you.
The names are Lucas. What do you want?
Something strong.
And it's like puts a flag in front of you, pushes it over, and you see your friend there. You know the guy from the albino skin, the white tight hair. He holds up a wine glass and goes back to drinking. You know, at his booth by himself.
I noticed this. Yes? No?
Yeah, you notice him.
Okay, I'd like to make a who is this person check.
Okay. is this guy. Girl. Morgan. He is one of the things. He is one of the thing's bodyguards. Not the thing you're on good terms with. The other one. Also, one of the people Declan was talking to and chatting up, had drinks with a couple days ago. They're just minding their own business.
Yeah.
What was that?
Lion.
Lion.
Yeah. John made the rest. It's so I just a wee puncture. Disinfect it with some scotch. May want to go and
Why does Morgan know who you are?
What's Saturday? Oh. I had a drink the other day. Be nice. Be nice to me.
Oh, goody.
What? You know, I am very pleasant.
Hmm.
There you go. Show her the Liver Council thing. You know, I was sitting at her table when you made that proclamation, so you tell her Wordle, sir. Oh, Wordle.
No.
Get up, walk over, what the phone.
I don't know you.
Over. Polite
Morgan.
Polite bow. Hello. So,
oh, Mr. Squeeze. Why do I owe the unexpected pleasure?
Well,
you notice that there's a burger in front of them, fries, and they're good to eat.
Marissa, I will let you get your meal.
I am very interested in my alcohol.
Just 1 second here. I'll bring up a picture. Is it that one over there who's relaxing into her flagon?
Yes.
Just
flagging there. Managed to take out 2 Lunar Council assassins.
Takes the phone.
Notice the timestamp there, so
Well, yes. Very nice handiwork, if I do say so myself.
yeah, she did a good job.
Precision cuts. His cuts are very precise. A little ragged around the edges, but quite good. Oh, thank you so much. I believe I have one of that.
Oh.
As have you.
Indeed. Well, I will leave you to your lunch. Thank you very much for your time.
You are very, very welcome. He goes back, and it was a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Street.
And you.
It's like my stock is rising, and you see, like, the smile. It's killing. It's kind of like when Anthony Hopkins playing Hannibal Lecter smiles. It's been a good day.
Oh, you know the name of the burger you're eating. Fantastic. Sit down. What?
That's not someone visiting.
Look at it this way. She was betting for you, which means you just want her money. So, yay, you.
It's the wrong nightmares.
Speaking of, Gus. Timestamp. 1729.
Yeah. He comes over, takes a look at the picture. Yeah. All right. And he kind of takes your cell phone. And he puts it on. They've got the trophy board where all the trophies are. Positions the phone, like between the last bet winners. One person's holding a big sword, and there's another one where it's a team, who want to bear it off. But he's putting the cell phone right there. Pulling out a nail. Gets the hammer.
Hey!
Clunk! Hammers it perfectly there so the picture is still showing.
How have you got it?
Putting down the phone.
That gets a drink on the house. So it pulls you 2 shots of fake liqueur. I'm not going to make you roll on the tables for this one.
Worth it.
You get a nice sensation with that feeling. Kind of prickles your skin where the wood infection is quite a bit.
When you say prickles,
Air prickles.
does it get worse? Better? Nothing?
No, it's just very noticeable at this point.
Yeah, it's good at getting rid of infection? I'm holding up my arm and being like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Babs.
I'm actually asking the bartender.
I'm a bartender. I tend bar.
Add an eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, aren't bartenders supposed to know everyone?
Yeah,
I know ironic elk. Goes back.
No taste.
You don't win everyone, money, Lucas. You don't win everyone.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have bet against me then.
Murmuring, kind of gives you an eye.
Shite.
Okay, so I'm gonna just roll my contacts in general. Do I know anyone who's good at this kind of healing?
You do know one person.
I'm not running to your lord for everything.
No.
Oh god, no, that might even be worse.
Oh, come on.
Who?
She might just want you to take her to dinner or something.
Who are you rolling for?
I'm rolling my contacts, and I only got a 2. Or a
Come
healer.
on. It's not too hard. Just phone her up and say, "Folks, love," and she'll say, "Yes, Lucas, dear. Would you mind getting rid of this pesky infection?" And she'll say, "Well, you haven't really texted me at all, and I started thinking you didn't like me." "Well, that's because you're a little bit, and that's
That's 'cause I don't?
clingy, and I don't actually like you because deep down inside I don't like myself, which is why I highly music."
I smack you.
What is in this? Anyway. And then she'll say, "Well, you're being
I just smack you upside the head. Knock it off.
You're
All right.
being very profound, Lucas. I think I can get out."
I think I have guys. Okay. So, 2. Do you know who you're calling, or are you leaving it up to the GM?
Didn't say I was calling anyone.
Okay. Contest, do you know somebody?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Do I know somebody?
You do know 2.
Hey,
No. So,
I figured with the 2, it's not going to be good.
you know Fox. And you know Fox will probably help you, but make it worth her time. And then, you know Sedgwick. You've met Sedgwick a couple times. He's been to your concerts. He likes your music. And you had to kind of slap his hands a few times when he was trying to abduct innocent ones for the Goblin Bazaar. He is an apothecary in the Goblin Bazaar of ill repute but good reputation. He also is a huge fan of your music. One of the reasons you had to stop him was he was abducting your fans.
Okay.
To make white knives brand to cure all salve. Or salve, depending on your pronunciation. He says there's something particular about your fans that they like your music, that when you grind them up, it comes through and people notice the effects. So, until recently, he considered you one of his wholesale suppliers of music aficionados for medicinal purposes. You parted on an understanding. You threatened to do horrible things to him if you ever saw him again. And in excuse for his freedom, he decided that was more than fair. And you have never seen him since. But you do know his reputation that he's got a little bit of a miracle worker rap in the bazaar. So, you know 2 people. Good for you. Mr. Popularity and Congeniality. But you know, or you could turn into a tree. I mean, little foliage between friends, right?
A tree dryad wouldn't be too bad.
Who's
I
saying
hope.
about a dryad?
That's what. Thanks.
As a tree.
Think of anything?
Well,
Is your mind still wrapped in that whole thing with Fox looking at you, batting her big eyelashes, going, "How can I thank you, you big strapping hunk of a night thing?"
gross.
Got something for you. New menu. Check it out.
Who is it?
Got one for you too. Scott's the bartender.
Okay.
And you're noticing, like, it's instead of cheeseburger, it's double cheeseburger. Instead of, wings and hot sauce, it's triple hot sauce. It's like
Very nice.
he's taking a risk because Gus doesn't change things.
Yeah.
But just like that, he's offering the same stuff but a little bit different.
Hey, do you know what? I think I'm going to try this this double cheeseburger thing that suddenly appeared on my menu. I'd rather enjoy it.
I'm gonna warn you. Just the meat is from deer. I don't like cannibals in here. That's okay, right?
Yeah, that's
Because he's been a person.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fucking monster.
Not like those guys down at the night kitchen.
Got an order for the burger deluxe, extra cheese and bacon. Cecil look at you, boar's head. Bacon, good choice. Kind of goes back in. Seems to cook.
What? Ain't anything.
It's the proximity of those statements.
Man, I just thought of something. I have to talk to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! I should probably tell. I don't know about you. I mean, actually, I do know about you because you gave me that picture. But I have had a day. So tracked Stephen to his lair. Found it. Walked in. Met Bells. He was nice.
Why?
So I could kill him.
On your own.
Well, no, I had Bells. Bells is tiny little, like a 9-year-old skeleton, but instead of a skull, it had a big thing, and one of those old-timey alarm clocks, the ones with the bells on it, they would come ring and you hit the top of it, make stuff. Anyway, nice guy. So I walk in. There. Find it, and this was really old Roy, but wasn't Roy. He said it was like from 2072 or some weird time dilation thing there. Anyway, they warned me not to go and try and kill the Stephen there, but it was from their timeline, so nothing happened. So anyway, we went into the next room. Had there's a bit of a puzzle there, worked that out. So then, knock on this big door. Out comes Stephen, full 20 feet tall. Mildly irritated because I think I caught him in the middle of like reading or something. And then
You did that.
I am not picturing him in a smoking jacket. Oh!
We're on the same page 6 times.
But then, these two absolute just right bitches just kind of walked in and they were looking at Stephen going, "We're here to kill you for the wand of there's a wand." Anyway, and then
You sat for 3 hours of their story, and that's all you got from it.
I got a migraine from that for 3 hours of their story.
No,
Anyway.
no one cares. Please stop talking.
So then one of them, just tiny little like 9-year-old derby skates, baseball, it was weird. Anyway,
She's not 9, she's a tween? Late preteen, early teen?
it's difficult to tell with the old
It really
skates.
is.
Okay.
Anyway, point is, they come in, they're looking at Steve and go, "We're gonna kill you for the wand," and he's like, "I don't have it. I gave it to you have to beat the Guardians for it." And then they're like, "Who's the Guardians?" And then he's like, "Well, there's one of them." And I'm thinking, he's pointing the bell, so I'm not getting bell. You're right, fuck. And anyway, so it's me. So we ended up getting this thing because I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. So then he goes off on this giant ADA, like this big saga of how he hard fought one for this one, to which both of them are like, that's not what happened. So then Meg starts in with her story, and then Sycorax just sit there.
So they have names now.
Which
one's Meg? Which one's Sycorax?
I think Meg is the one in the roller skates, and Sycorax is the one with the devil mask with the stick. Anyway, so they're telling their story. It's this weird love triangle thing that spans the ages, and they want the wand so she can reunite herself with her one true love. Anyway, so about 3 hours later, they're done talking.
Meta question.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sycorax. Does her one true love happen to be all the stuff?
No. There's more to it than just that.
Huh, okay.
So, then, Stephen, bless him, gives us chairs and a table. Fantastic. My dogs were barking at that point. So we sit down and we figure out a timetable because, like, they were here to kill him. I was there to kill him because Daffodil wanted me to kill him in order to make her this big thing. But then he wanted to kill them, so there was this conflict of interest, right? It was like we double booked for the same book, for the same appointment. It kind of is when there's just murder. Anyway, so 4 days from now at the noon, I'm supposed to deliver the wand to him. Well, not to him, but I'm supposed to present the wand. And then Megs and Sycorax are there. They're going to choose a champion between the two of them. And then we're going to fight. And then the winner of that gets to fight Steve.
So you just signed up for another fight?
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Just calmly walk over to the window. Trees. It's a lovely glass house you're throwing your door to. Mrs. Did you stop time, Mister? Did you just stop time?
Yeah, that wasn't on purpose.
Oh, that makes it better.
Guster's wrong. That was you.
It's like giving a 5-year-old a machine gun. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen, but you're pretty sure it's going to end up on the news.
Oops.
Don't mind. No, don't mind. I'm going to enjoy the shit out of this burger. And I'm going to go to bed. And I'm going to get this hole in my hand looked at. It's going to get stitched up. And then she's going to hit it with a stick. Because that's what she does. It hurts, but it'll heal.
It's true.
And then we're going to figure out what to do. And then that gives us 4 days to, find the one, figure out what it does, and then, deal with that. Finish her up, bow drunk it, everything will be fine. Hey, don't you guys play tonight?
We fucking better not.
No, you guys play actually at the end of the week.
No, we don't. Thankfully, we got till the end of the week.
Yeah, I suppose that gives me.
Which is in 4 days' time.
Suppose that gives me enough time to.
Which would be the full moon.
Oh man, this is gonna be a packed night for you. What?
Oh no, I am not helping you with this bullshit. You got yourself into this.
Okay. That's fine.
They bring you your plate. The burger's about yay big. It's steaming hot. It's tons of fries. And it smells so good. Like, it is just, like, it's, you feel the wounds start to heal all in close. Not the line wounds, but the bangs and everything else. That was not.
Gus.
It's good. It's good. I told it was good. I'm glad I like, hey, he likes it. He likes it. He likes it. So, you know who you're playing against next? Lost money. I thought the Heartbreakers were going to take you.
Pretty sure the Heartbreakers are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Well,
guy.
At this point, no, I have no idea because I was supposed to fight whoever won between the Thorns and the Hedgehogs. But
So The thorns.
I'm guessing it's the thorns,
Yeah.
but like they were supposed to like who? I don't know what's going on.
He actually goes over and he pulls off one of the flyers and he puts it down. It's like, the Thorns took on a new band, Reaper's Scythe, decimated them. So he's crossed out Reaper's Scythe with red, circled them, crossed off, Honey the Heartbreakers, circled yours, and he's got 2 of the other brackets. So it looks like you're going against the Thorns unless something weird happens.
Again.
But, in all honesty, what are the odds of that happening?
Pretty good.
Camera shot, outside of the city. You see a tall figure standing on top of a rooftop, cape billowing in the wind, large antlered hand, 4 arms extend out. It's like, yes, finally, it's time for me to reclaim what was rightfully mine. And you see these little fireflies appearing behind him. And first it's a few dots, and you look at it, it's just this blinding wing of fireflies. And the little one comes out. Yes, that's right. It is time. Come on, my minions. And you see these, humanoid children with animal figures, disfigured tusks and antlers, and kind of galloping, and kind of kits a few of them out of his way. Oh, pretend to be my lost boys. Tinkerbell. Find me the nearest nightmare. Takes a few more steps and kind of looks at the sky. Good thoughts. Starts levitating off the roof.
Really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Really?
You know there are actual, terrifying urban myths to pick from. You don't have to go for fairy tales for, nursery rhymes and Peter Pan.
I know.
Okay. Alright.
You didn't say it was Peter Pan. Surprise for you.
Well, it certainly sounds like it's Peter Pan.
I know it does. But you'll have
And
to
if
wait.
it's Hook, Hook was not known for flying.
No, it's not Hook. But you'll have to wait until next 2 weeks from now to find out. And so camera's folding out, you're seeing the credits kind of rolling down. The big question is, are you going to tell him about the informant?
So,
After credit scenes, eating burgers.
So,
You make fries this good. It's not even fair.
We season them.
So before she got tree napped, Aaron drew a picture of the person who's informing the Lunar Council about what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Awful familiar.
Oh yeah.
Parrot-headed.
No, he's not the goblin. The name I gave you?
Yeah, you gave me the goblin's name.
No, it's the Sheridan. See if you don't.
Oh, was he the guy who kept trying to hire us? It's the guy who kept trying to hire us to kill people.
Last time you saw him, he had an ice cream cone, looked off leaving nude in front of the night.
Ah.
And last time, the time before that, he was trying to hire you.
Wasn't it like Mordecai or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's fucker.
When you went wait a minute.
The guy that we gave his midlife crisis to.
Wait a minute, and you're like, wait a minute. Queen of Dolls attacked the night kitchen. Mordecai was right there.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you kind of think of Mordecai, you're like, wait a minute. That wanker.
Does that mean we get to kill him?
I'm kind of curious to hear who he wants to hire us to kill, though.
Why? Look, this is
Because then we know who a target is.
that doesn't change anything. No, because look, this is that point in the movie where you figure something out, and you've got that choice. You can either play the long game, which a lot of people like to talk about the long game. They actually don't have no idea what they're doing, or you can just flat out shoot them in the face. Adverse happen. This is one of those times where you stab them in the face and just get it done. Because at that point, the Lunar Council is flying blind. The longer we leave him alive, the longer we talk to him, the more information that he gets, the more information that the Lunar Council gets. So if we just show up and gank him, done.
So, credit cert roll again.
Okay, and there was nothing about letting him go to inform anyone. I just want to know who his target is, because that might be a Lunar Council target.
Right, but if... And then as the screen goes black and the credits are rolling, this argument's still going.
And you hear the back back for no, because this person. And at the end, you just see that last scene, and you see a dozen different figures of different shapes and favorite proportions standing on what appears to be the edge of the city, kind of looking at Arden. And then the screen goes black.
Oh, my band didn't show up. I didn't have to explain things to them.
What's that?
My band didn't show up and I didn't have to explain what was going on.
Not yet. So, couple things. First of all, major milestone for all of you.
Hey!
Second of all, time would temporarily unstuckify itself to a limited degree depending where you were. That's why the building collapsed. So when you moved a fair enough distance away from something, time would go back to being frozen.
That makes no sense.
It's magic. It's weird. It operates that way. You're the source of the song, so you were immune to it. There was like an AoE surrounding you. This is why also Erica was able to move around you, because she was right at the apex with you. The Dryads were immune. You can add to your bestiary Bloodward Dryads. They have lore. I looked it up. It's a thing. I will fill you in on the details later. As in relation to Sycorax, you're right, she is in love with the stuff, but she actually had powers before that. They were taken from her, and the reason she collects stuff is in like having magic again. This is why she's a voracious collector. So the story about the true love thing is not wrong, because that was the person who sold her magic.
So why would she want to bring them back to life?
So she can kill him?
If only. Well, the bad thing is, Mags is a master of binding things into her clothing, into the hat, the derby states, greater and more powerful things. So, I'll let your imagination still there. I had a lot of fun. You guys did amazingly well. Honestly, having a negotiation scene, like, that was supposed to be the big boss fight.
I was genuinely kind of worried. I'm not gonna
Because I'm like, if you fought him, like, you were going to die. If you fought him head to head, you were not, like, my character sheet, you were not getting out of there alive.
I'm just convinced you're suicidal at this point.
But instead, you've got him, and then the most complicated battle royale, but you negotiated it. I just said, no, there's a horrible misunderstanding. We can't do this if you do this. But if we do okay.
You keep negotiating, yes, but you keep negotiating yourself into a worse spot.
However, from this point, they're going to kill each other.
Yeah, but you negotiated you fighting Sycorax and Megs, and then him.
They're still going to kill each other.
And Ryan, I gotta say that Lucas you're definitely the Johnny Silverhand of the game.
The what?
You were the 90s alpha male, leather pants wearing, rocker boy, opinionated. This is the way it is. Why can't everyone else figure it out? You are vintage 1994 right now. So congratulations. You probably
That's an upgrade from the 80s. All right.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, I looked at the 80s and no.
Yeah. If you take a look at the Johnny Silverhand from Cyberpunk, that's pretty much the character you're tapping into.
Oh wait, that dickbag?
Yeah.
No.
My chemical roommates?
I mean, that might actually be better.
Arcade Fire.
Again,
Okay.
arguably better.
But anyway, you stuck with character and you made some tough decisions, and you were able to get out with your skin intact. And you've got 2 contacts to see about getting you guys undiseasified.
I also apparently have a very expensive motorbike.
You do. You do, so well done.
That I do not know how to use.
So hopefully the sound will be better for this game. We will double check it tonight. Major milestones before the next game starts, and if you have any major questions about what's going on with your character, that is.
I would like at some point to be able to, I don't know, look into all the stuff I need to do, like finding the aim in the building, because.
Okay, we will throw together some downtime actions. Since we don't have game time next week, I will give you guys 3 downtime actions between now and next game to do. So basically, you guys got a whole week of your characters on real time. And during that time, the city is basically putting itself back together. Why are there spontaneous forests here? How did these people die? What the hell happened? I blame communism.
The conservatives, hippies.
Yeah. Hippies. Builders. Can't we all be friends?
No.
Alright, that's it for game. Thank you for everyone tuning in. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Cheers.
See you later.
So we're just gonna go straight.